I'm 92, still drive myself everywhere, and I haven't been sick in over 30 years, not even a cold. That sentence stopped us in our tracks. Not because of the number, but because of how he said it. Clear, steady, and full of quiet confidence, as if health had been a loyal companion every day of his life. And then he smiled. "It's not luck," he said. "It's habits." Welcome to Life in Words, where we explore the simple, powerful choices that shape a longer, stronger life after 60. If you believe aging can be graceful, meaningful, and full of vitality, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a story that might change yours. In today's video, we're sitting down with a man who defies everything we've come to expect about aging. At 92, he still walks every morning, drives without hesitation, and starts his day with what he calls his golden glass. But what's even more surprising, his secrets aren't expensive. They're not trendy. They don't come from a lab or a fitness coach. They come from his bedroom, his kitchen, his breath, and his mindset. 5 daily habits, simple, consistent, and rooted in intention, have kept his body strong and his spirit young. Because aging isn't something that happens all at once. It happens in the little things we do, or forget to do, every single day. Habit number 1, the 90-second morning wake-up. "It starts before my feet ever touch the floor," he said, folding his hands gently in his lap. "That's when the body is most fragile and most powerful." At 92, he doesn't leap out of bed. He doesn't reach for his phone or shuffle to the bathroom like most people do. Instead, he lies still and begins a ritual he's done every single morning since he was 62. Just 90 seconds, but they changed everything. I take 3 deep breaths, long, slow, and full. Then I stretch my fingers, wiggle my toes, rotate my ankles and wrists. I send a signal to every part of my body. Wake up, I need you today. It may sound small, even silly, but the science says otherwise. According to the National Institute on Aging, the first 30 minutes after waking are crucial. Your blood is thicker. Your joints are stiff. Your nervous system is still groggy. Jumping out of bed too fast? That's how falls happen. That's how injuries sneak in. But this gentle 90-second practice boosts circulation, sends oxygen to the brain, activates the nervous system, and even lowers fall risk. The Mayo Clinic reports that consistent low-intensity morning mobility improves joint function, reduces inflammation, and helps regulate blood pressure in older adults. And for him, it's not about intensity. It's about consistency. "I do it before coffee, before breakfast, before life starts pulling at me," he smiled. "Some days I forget, but my body always reminds me." You don't need yoga. You don't need a mat. You don't even need to leave the bed. Just a moment to breathe, stretch, and send a message. We're still in this together. If you're watching right now, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly said good morning to your body? If you've ever felt stiff or foggy in the morning, comment yes below. We're curious how many of us experience this. Habit number 2, the golden glass. Lemon, turmeric, and black pepper. Every morning, after his body is gently awakened, he makes his way to the kitchen. Not for coffee, but for something he calls his golden glass. "It's the first thing that enters my body each day," he said, holding the warm mug with both hands. "And it's why I haven't been sick in over 30 years. No powders, no pills, no expensive supplements, just warm water, fresh lemon, turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper. "I know it sounds too simple," he said with a laugh, "but it works because it's consistent and because it speaks the language of the body." Let's break it down. Lemon is rich in vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that strengthens immune response and supports white blood cell production. It also stimulates bile in the liver, helping digestion and detoxification, two things that slow down with age. Turmeric is nature's most potent anti-inflammatory. Its active compound, curcumin, is backed by hundreds of studies showing it reduces inflammation markers, joint pain, and even supports cognitive health. But turmeric alone isn't enough. That's where black pepper comes in. It contains piperine, a natural compound that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, turmeric barely makes it into your bloodstream. Together, these three ingredients form what he calls a signal of defense, a way to tell his immune system, "We're on offense today." He stirs it gently, sips slowly, and lets it set the tone for the day ahead. After a few weeks, I noticed I wasn't bloated after breakfast anymore. My joints felt looser. I didn't feel sluggish, and that was just the beginning. You don't need a fancy juicer. Just warm water, half a lemon, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric, and a pinch of pepper. Stir, sip, begin again. Have you ever tried a morning tonic like this? If yes, comment "golden" below. If not, let us know if you'd give it a try. Habit number 3, the healing walk. He doesn't walk for steps. He doesn't track mileage. And he's not trying to burn calories. At 92, he walks for something far deeper. "I walk for healing," he said, tightening the laces of his well-worn shoes. 15 minutes, every day, rain or shine. It's my daily prescription. There's no phone in his pocket, no headphones in his ears, just his breath, his steps, and the quiet rhythm of a body moving because it still can. "When I was younger, I used to jog," he said. "I thought sweating meant progress, but then I read something that changed everything. Walking reduces inflammation, regulates blood sugar, boosts memory, and even lowers your risk of death by nearly 40%. And the science backs him up. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 20 minutes of daily walking significantly reduced levels of C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker in seniors. Another study from Stanford showed that walking, especially outdoors, boosts creativity and mental clarity more than any seated activity. But he didn't need a lab to tell him that. "One morning, years ago, I skipped my walk," he said. "I was busy. Life got in the way. And by afternoon, I didn't feel tired. I felt old. Like my joints weren't mine. Like my lungs had forgotten how to stretch." Since then, he never misses it. Not because of discipline, but because of the difference he feels. "I walk slowly. I breathe deeply. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. I swing my arms. I open my posture. And I smile," he added. "Not because I'm happy, but because smiling makes me happy." Smiling while walking activates the vagus nerve, which regulates inflammation, heart rate, and even digestion. It's a gentle switch that turns on the body's anti-stress response. So next time you feel stuck, tired, or foggy, don't wait for motivation. Just walk. Let your body remember what it was made for. If daily walks have helped you feel better too, comment "Walk Strong" below. We'd love to hear your experience. Habit number 4, the brain and body protein breakfast. Most people eat breakfast to stop the hunger. "I eat breakfast to fuel the day," he said, placing a soft-boiled egg next to a small bowl of yogurt and walnuts. And there's one thing I never skip: protein. At 60, he thought he was eating well: fruits, toast, maybe a bowl of cereal. But he still felt weak by mid-morning. His memory started to slip. Little things like names, conversations, and where he'd placed his keys. "I assumed it was age," he said, "but my doctor said it was something else. I wasn't getting enough protein." As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and using protein. That means we need more, not less, to preserve muscle, strengthen the immune system, and support memory. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults over 60 who consume 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal show significantly better muscle mass, improved cognitive function, and even longer lifespans. So he changed his mornings completely. "Now, I call it my brain and body breakfast," he said. "It includes 1 boiled egg, a complete protein and perfect amino acid score. 1 cup of Greek yogurt, high in protein, calcium, and probiotics. A handful of walnuts, rich in omega-3s for brain health. A few blueberries, antioxidant powerhouses that support memory and reduce inflammation. Together, this breakfast provides balance, clarity, and energy that lasts well into the afternoon. I used to crash at 11 a.m., he said. Now, I glide through the day like I'm 40 again." He rotates ingredients occasionally: cottage cheese, flax seeds, even lentils, but never skips protein. "Think of it this way," he smiled. "You wouldn't expect a car to run on fumes, so why fuel your body that way? What's your go-to breakfast? Share it with us in the comments. And if you're willing to try a protein-rich start tomorrow, just write "Power Up" below. Habit number 5, mental tuning, the 3-minute visualization. Before he opens a newspaper, before he says a word to anyone, and long before he steps outside, he sits. Not to meditate, not to pray, just to imagine. "For 3 minutes, I picture the day I want to have," he said, eyes closed as if returning to that moment. "Not the errands, not the traffic, just how I want to feel: calm, useful, strong, steady." It's what he calls mental tuning, and it's as much a part of his routine as walking or eating. "I started doing this in my 60s, he said. "Back then, stress lived in my shoulders, in my sleep, in my chest. It was wearing me down. But once he learned how powerful the brain's imagination could be, he started to train his mornings like a mental gym. The science? Stunning. Studies from Harvard and the work of neuroscientists like Dr. Joe Dispenza show that when we vividly imagine doing something, the same neural pathways in the brain fire as if we were actually doing it. Over time, this rewires your nervous system. It can lower cortisol, improve focus, and even boost immune response. In fact, a 2016 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that just 5 minutes a day of mental rehearsal significantly reduced anxiety and improved immunity in adults over 65 for weeks after. And for him, it made all the difference. "My friend used to say, 'You're never rattled.' I told him, 'That's because I start the day by locking the door on worry.' You don't need incense or mantras, just 3 quiet minutes. Picture yourself steady, happy, and grounded. Picture your body moving with grace. Picture your day unfolding gently. And if you've never tried it, tomorrow morning, before the noise begins, close your eyes. Picture strength. Picture joy. Then comment below and tell us how it felt. Just write, 'I tuned in.' We'll be waiting." Conclusion: it's never too late to begin again. He never claimed to have the perfect genes. He never swore by miracle cures or cutting-edge science. All he had were 5 simple habits, done every day, done with intention, done with love. A 90-second morning movement to greet his body. A golden glass to awaken his defenses. A quiet walk to remember he's still capable. A breakfast to nourish his strength. And a few still minutes to guide his mind before the day begins. That's it. No expensive memberships, no strict routines, just small, gentle choices that whispered to his body, "I care about you." And in return, his body cared back for 30 years. No sickness, no slowing down, still driving at 92. But here's the truth he wants you to know. You don't have to wait for a wake-up call to start. And you don't need to be 92 to choose differently today. Health doesn't vanish overnight. It slips away in skipped moments. And the good news? It returns the same way. One deep breath, one healing sip, one walk, one choice to say, "I still can." So tell us in the comments, which habit are you going to try tomorrow morning? Just type the number 1 through 5, or write, "I'm starting today," if you're ready to begin. And if this video moved you, even just a little, please like, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to Life in Words. Because every week, we bring you stories that remind you, aging is not the end. It's the invitation to live more gently, more wisely, and more fully than ever before. You're still here, you still can, and you're already on your way.